Welcome to episode 17 of the Kyber Show. I'm Ken, and Skelterix and I have an exciting selection of fights for you this week. It's the beginning of season 13, which is the first full 5v5 GAC season with Sith Eternal Emperor and Jedi Master Luke. And not only that, we also have Moff Gideon available, which is great for Imperial troopers, but he also has the ability to influence fights for any team that he's on, especially on offense, not unlike Enfys Nest or Wat Tambor. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how he ends up being used this season and throughout the entire meta. Fascinating character. Due to the positive feedback for the format adjustment that I made during 3v3, I'm going to be continuing along those lines, trying to move through a few more fights with less or no pauses, depending on the amount of complicated interactions. But in general, I'm trying to keep a faster pace throughout. So please do let me know if you like this or don't like it. Maybe you feel like you're missing information or something else. So let's get to the fights. In our first match, we have a fleet. This is Malevolence versus Negotiator, and this is one of the more difficult Negotiator matches to fight with Houndstooth, since with their 2 DPS they can kill your Vulture Droid before you even get to take a move, which just happened. So now it's important to use your Hyena Bomber to call an assist because he cleanses an ally. And here we also, because our Vulture Droid died, we don't have an opportunity to use get buff immunity on the Houndstooth, which is a problem. So really we're stuck now with 2 taunts, and we saw Ahsoka Tano's Starfighter use her Dispel, which grants Retribution on allies. Here's an important move. It's best to use an AoE here to try and get Anakin's ETA-2 out of Unending Loyalty. Because with Spy, even though I did take out Starfighter, I only have a 50% chance. Okay, and now there, the Hyena Bomber could have gone for Anakin's ETA-2, but instead he gets another Unending Loyalty. And if he's going to win from here, it's going to be very difficult. Even with the 2 DPS, this is a very winnable match. The key is to trigger Unending Loyalty as much as possible, and then, and only then, work down the other characters, because each time one of Anakin's teammates gets below 100% health, he'll trigger a bonus turn, and this will allow the Buzzy Droids on him, the Buzz Droids, to keep working him down, and it's relatively easy to win as long as you keep damaging him with the Buzz Droids and take every opportunity with Hyena Bomber to target him. Now, even if bringing in BTL, you're not going to have much chance to do anything. When Plo came in and cleansed all the droids with ETA and Stealth, you're having a very problematic situation. And Hyena Bomber still has a couple of turns before he can bring in another set of AoE droids. And now here with 5s, everything's going to be going downhill. You still may get off, fire the ion cannons, and maybe kill one of the characters. Well, maybe not now with how low Hyena Bomber is. Yeah, there goes Hyena Bomber. So really, this is just over. The key to remember really that Hyena Bomber with its basic can ignore taunt. So any chance you have to do a basic attack on a target with Vulture with Buzz Droids on it, you should take early in the fight. Yeah, and there the fight's over. Could have been a win, but a couple of misplays turn it into a loss. This is an exciting fight. The first time we're going to see Moff Gideon, and against a Sith Eternal Emperor team. Alright, he links Death Trooper and Piet. That's not too bad. The first move should always be Imperial Ambition. Yeah, doing the AoE to try and hope for a couple of dazes landing, which 2 did, is asking for the counterattacks to just murder you. And now here's where Gideon is awesome with his control the situation. Calls an assist and more importantly removes turn meter from everybody and then grants our team turn meter and buffs, which under the Veer's team gives you more turn meter. Here's another situation where an AoE is probably not a good idea. Yeah, having Sidious and Marauder come in is not the best. We do take down Sith Empire Trooper. Now Stark can use his TM generation move. And here well, that should have been a Dispel to get rid of the Retribution, for sure, from Death Trooper. Basics are, this is very complicated now with the Retribution active everywhere. Basics are the way to go in general, because this team will always start with Retribution due to Sith Eternal Emperor's opening move where he links characters. It's especially tough when the Sith Marauder has a Tenacity set of mods, because Sith Marauder gets a lot of turn meter for enemy out of turn attacks. I think we may still take him out here. Oh, Sidious, it's annoying. And with no Malak in this team either, you can AoE away and you're able to target down characters pretty easily. With no chance of getting feared when you have to hit Malak. Anyway, we got 2 characters down. We have 4. Deathmark's going to land. That's very nice. And Marauder will probably fall. And another control the situation. Remove Dooku's turn meter, and he goes down. And now Sith Eternal Emperor goes into his ultimate. And soon he will use power, ultimate power. And I don't think there is a chance of winning here. You really need to get him lower before he uses his ultimate. Yeah, I don't think he'll do enough damage in time. There we go. That's basically over. But, I don't know, there's so many teams now where you see Sith Eternal Empire with a very suboptimal lineup on defense, and he's not going to stand any chance of holding against a decent team. You need to have at least Malak and a Tenacity Marauder in there. Darth Revan's actually a great option as well because he prevents ability block and stuns on the other Sith Empire members, which Marauder and Sith Empire Trooper and Malak all are. And he can't be mass assisted down by the troopers. Anyway, could have been a win, but it's a tough match, and it's cool to see Gideon in the wild. Tough loss. This is a great fight. The Mothma team has a big gear advantage. It has a significant gear advantage. Bosk starts with taunt, but due to Baze's TM generation from buffs, he just uses unload to dispel everything. Here I think I would go for a basic from Grief to daze Baze and prevent his TM generation from buffs, which the bounty hunters are going to gain a lot of in the coming turns. But using the AoE from Grief does give some more TM generation via calling in Mandalorian. And now here going to call in Aura for a stun on Wedge, which lands. That's nice. It's probably the most dangerous of the characters on the Mothma team, especially in concert with Biggs. Alright, some ability blocks are good, although they'll be cleansed off relatively quickly. Oh, that was a big hit. Boss is not looking too good. Sure, it still hits pretty hard. Okay, luckily we have Grief coming in here with Sweeten the Deal to save Bosk. Now everybody's buffed, and Baze doesn't have his unload available for a couple more turns. And now Bosk's hunting party at Mass Assist will bring the contract, and now look at all that Boba bait. The 11 buffs on Baze. Taking out Biggs is smart. He's certainly the most dangerous with his TM generation. And now really it's just clean up. The Mothma teams really aren't anything to take lightly. You see here how even Bosk, I think Relic 5, got almost killed at the beginning by a Relic 3 Chirrut and Baze. So you certainly have to be careful, but you have a lot of ability to control the fight with Aura and her stuns. And in this case, she's only gear 10. There's a lot of options to gear up a bit more. She's not that expensive. But a very nice 60-point win. Great fight. For our last fight, the fight of the week, we have a very cool fight to see in the wild. Now it helps that Watt is only gear 12, I think, so Han was able to shoot first and take him out. Then going after GMY, who even at Relic 7 is taken out pretty quickly. Now it's smart to go after Jolie. You'll get a lot more turn meter going after him. He has a lot of tenacity. Brings back GMY. And you'll notice here also CLS is not using Call to Action, which generates a lot more TM for him, which is important with his team. And now they're focusing on Jolie, and he's going to go down shortly. Even with days on Chewbacca, the assists from 3PO and Chewie are more than enough. And you'll notice also the opening move, there are only 2 characters that got debuffs on them from JML. It helps a lot when he doesn't have it helps a lot for the CLS team when he doesn't have potency 2-piece set on him. He's probably a tank JML, I'd imagine, with protection everywhere. Yeah, this is an awesome counter. Great way to counter a GL. It does take a long time to kill him at the end, but JML is not immune to turn meter reduction, such as Sith Eternal Emperor, who we saw in an earlier fight. So with this team, you can really you're going to win for sure once you get down to just him. You have way too much TM manipulation and gain on your side. And a great trade. CLS for a GL and Watt is awesome. That's why you don't see JML on defense a lot. He's too easy to beat by this team or Darth Revan or something like that. Great 60-point win. Awesome fight of the week. Thank you for watching another episode. Please note the timing for the next 2 episodes may be delayed / adjusted a little bit. As in many parts of the world, it's Christmas and New Year's. And both Skelterix and I have families that we'll be spending time with, so we'll figure out the best way to do them, depending on our schedules. I hope everyone has a great holiday season, and may the Force be with you. Cheers.